Well, good afternoon. We're here for a joint mayor's budget hearing of Juvenile Court and the Juvenile Court Clerk. Thank you for coming. Before we get started, I have a little preamble that I've been starting with, just to say that, as you know, over the last couple of years, we've had significant increases in revenue, 120 million one year, 100 million the next. And that's allowed us as a city to do some improvements in virtually every department and some enhancements for payroll and such. This year, we don't anticipate that we'll have quite as much of an increase in revenue for a host of reasons, including a high number of appeals of property tax assessments. So, nevertheless, we're going to stick with the current current tax rate of $3.15.5 in the urban service district, and are asking every department to come with a status quo budget that continues to provide the same services that were provided in the prior years. There are a few contractual or other obligations that are going to result in some budgets going up, but beyond that, we're asking everybody to come with a status quo budget. This afternoon, I'm joined by our finance director, Talia Lomax O'Neill, and by the city's chief strategy officer, Brian Kelsey. And if you could introduce yourselves and give a sort of brief overview of your departments in the past year and what you see in the coming year. We may have a few questions at the end of the hearing.
Let me go first.
You can.
I will. Mine will be quick, and I'll let the judge spread hers out there after that, if you don't mind. First off, let me say thank you for allowing us to be here today. I'd like to read from a prepared statement that we have jointly put together. I have to mention that Mr. Julius Sloss, who was my budget analyst up until the end of January, has now taken a position with Criminal Court Clerk's office. So therefore, Julius and I are communicating via telephone to continue our budget through this fiscal year now that I have not had a replacement for him over in our office. But I want to thank Ms. Talia and Richie and Tony for their help with us through this process. First, I'd like to thank you once again for allowing us to be here today. I'd be remiss if I did not thank my staff for all their hard work over the past 8 years. And I would also like to thank Judge Calloway for the wonderful working relationship that we've shared for the last 4 years during her tenure. As you're aware, this is my last term. This will be my last budget hearing before the mayor, and my first with you, Mayor Briley. And it is my highest priority to leave this office in a position of strength so that my successor will have a smooth transition beginning shortly after the election if they want to so choose to come in and do that. The two biggest projects that we're currently working on, we're still involved in, is the bookkeeping section, and we are in our electronic filing. We're currently still working with Natalie Steers over at JIS and her staff on implementing the computer invoicing for child support petitions that are filed through the state through Child Support Services. They are currently still being done through spreadsheets, Excel spreadsheets, and we're trying to get that fully automated, which would expedite those invoices going out a lot faster. That's just a process that's been in the works for a while now, but they're doing the build on it, and it should be completed soon. The other project, which is one of our major accomplishments, is in conjunction with the circuit and criminal court clerks, and that was through the PIP money we received back last year, fiscal year 16-17 possibly, I think. Is that not correct? And we are meeting with that vendor who has been awarded the contract regularly. That should be fully implemented in our office, target date of the spring of 2019. Circuit Court Clerk's office should go off before first, and then the criminal court, and then we'll follow suit in the spring of 2019. But all three offices should be fully implemented with that at that time. That is about, we're not asking for anything, and we plan on working just as hard as we have up until I leave August 31st, and I have no doubt that the new clerk is going to step in and take over and do the same thing. There's a great staff in place there, and I've asked all the candidates if they would just give the staff an opportunity to prove themselves, and I think they'll be well pleased with what they're left with. And it's as the old saying goes, it's a well-oiled machine. They just need to keep it rolling, and it'll keep doing its thing. But that's about all I've got. I want to thank you all, and I want to thank the citizens of Davidson County for allowing me to serve here for 8 years. It's been an honor and a pleasure, and I feel like we've accomplished quite a bit over the last 8 years and getting the office in pretty good shape.
I have to say that it's been a pleasure to work with David for the last 4 years. He's made my transition to be juvenile court judge very smooth. He's provided support for the juvenile court in so many different ways, and I am definitely sorry to see him go. But look forward to working with his successor, and I know he's got bigger and better beaches to hang out on and better things to do. So I will miss him. I'll miss him dearly. So,
well, thank you.
But I am Sheila Calloway, the juvenile court judge, and excited about being here and excited about presenting for you, Mayor Briley, all of the wonderful accomplishments that we have done over the last year. Thank you again for this opportunity. As you know, we are asking for a contractual obligation, as well as an increase for our detention facility. There has been an increase in the number of youth that have been detained in our juvenile detention facility, and because of that, we have gone, that portion of our budget has gone over because we have contracted for 32 beds, and we are consistently in the last year have gone over that number of youth that have been detained. Now, we like to look at it as a positive, even though on the budget side it is a putting a strain on the budget, but in a way it is not only are we helping to keep our community safe, but we're also being able to serve more youth. We have, you got to hear from Jennifer Cole yesterday about the Restorative Arts Program, and so we have a lot of rehabilitative programs within our detention facility. So we may be holding more youth, and we may be holding them longer than what we anticipated, but we are providing more services for them, and we are able to touch more families and more youth than we have before. And so we're hoping between the restorative stuff that we're doing within our detention facility, as well as with our rechange of our assessment team and our support and intervention accountability teams, that we are addressing all of the needs of the youth that do come in front of us. And so that's why we are in need of the contracted part, which is when we went into the contract with Youth Opportunity Investment, there was always a increase for each year for cost of living. And then we are we've been working with the procurement division of the finance department of trying to renegotiate the contract and not do an average of 32 beds anymore, because we have gone over that consistently, and we're averaging probably about 39 at this time. Overall, I have to say thank you to my wonderful staff. We've done a lot of improvements and a lot of wonderful things over the past year. I have a great staff that works hard, and we have really touched the lives of the youth and the families that we have seen. Just to highlight a few of the accomplishments that we've done over the past year, our youth court is knocking it out the box. We have now increased to 6 schools that we're working with, Metro schools, and that is Overton, Stratford, Whites Creek, McGavick, Stratton, and Cane Ridge. Cane Ridge is, I don't know why I said that one last. It's our first one, and so they should be always first on my lips. But in Overton, I did say Overton, and we have over the last couple of years, we have served over 230 kids, 239 to be exact, and of those 239 children that we have served through youth court, only 5 of them have come back later on for another petition. So it's like a 2% recidivism rate, which is, in my in my belief, is absolutely superb. And it shows that kids can be rehabilitated, and that if you put in the right services and the right programs, you divert them away from the court system, that they never come back. And so we have to do that more. And so that's why we're excited about our Restorative Justice program that we hopefully will be kicking off sometime in April, where we are going to do more restorative justice with more of the youth that have done more serious charges that can't go through the youth court system. And we've hired from the budget of last year a coordinator liaison for the court that work with Rafa Institute, which will be the agency that is running the restorative justice program. So we're looking forward to that, and we have a lot of other things that we got coming for us. And I'm willing to tell you about all of them, or I can answer any questions that you want some more. So I can also tell you about the progress that we have made with our GRIP court, which stands for Gang Resistance and Intervention Program. We've had about 57 youth who've been referred to this program. We work directly with Metro Police Department, the gang unit, as well as with Bishop Marcus Campbell and his group called GANG, Gentlemen and Not Gangsters. It's a very intensive 9 to 12 month program for youth who have been identified as gang members. And we work to make sure that they are rehabilitated, that they're not doing the behaviors that they were doing with the gangs before, that they are in a new and productive program. We've had about 57 youth who've been referred to that. Of those numbers that have been referred, we've had about 37 who've actually graduated and gone on to do great things and being productive citizens in our community. We are still working with a group of them now, so that number will go up. But we continue to really provide them programs, and we're excited about our GRIP program. It's the first of its kind in the United States, and so we got a reward for that, just for being innovative and trying to really work with our youth who are most at risk. Our Metro Student Attendance Center is growing and doing a lot of work with Metro schools in our truancy, and trying to make sure that we continue to connect children to their schools, because we know once they drop out of school, that is what leads them to our prison systems. And so we are trying to make sure that we are doing everything that we can to make sure that they stay in school and that they're getting a good learning. And that's some of the things that we have that we're definitely proud of.
Well, I appreciate that. Dahlia, you have any questions?
No, I mean, you guys are always thoughtful about your budget, and I see you've just asked for what you thought you absolutely had to have, so I appreciate it, and that makes my job easier from both of you.
Thank you.
For the people who are watching this hearing who didn't see the Arts Commission hearing, could you just briefly explain the principles behind restorative justice?
Oh, absolutely. So what we believe is with restorative justice, that it is a way to divert children from the actual criminal justice system, and to help them to be held accountable for their actions, but yet restored. And what it does is it brings the youth and their support system along with the victim and their support system, as well as someone from the community, brings them together in a restorative circle after they've had some time to talk and to understand the seriousness of their offenses. It allows the victim to have a voice in what happens with the child, and what type of things that we can help bring to the child to help restore him or her, as well as to help restore the victim back to where they were before the actual offense happened. The program is going to be a pilot program where we're taking about 25 cases in the first year. Primarily, we'll be focusing on home burglaries, so that the person that's been burglarized, that is such an intrusive, offensive act. And if they have the opportunity to really be a part of the solution, then it would help them. It also helps the youth to see the person that they hurt, and to hear how it hurt them and how it, could have truly destroyed their lives. And so there's many jurisdictions across the state not state, but across the United States have done this. We are working with an organization called Impact Justice out of California. They actually have grant money that they're working with us, and we're not asking for any money from Metro to support that. But they are coming, they'll be here in a week or two to put the final touches on us getting it together and being able to really roll it out and to really make a difference. the communities that have restorative justice, the recidivism rate, or the rate that people reoffend, is extremely low. And it is something that they can tell the victim satisfaction rate for communities that have restorative justice is over 90%. So they are really satisfied with being able to be a part of restorative justice because they get to have their voice heard, and they get to have a part of the decision making on what happens. And so it really restores just everybody that's a part of it. And so that we're looking for it. We hope that once we do it well as our pilot, that we can extend it to other cases in juvenile court and eventually in our whole criminal system, as well as for Nashville. Nashville needs to learn how to be restorative and to learn how to hold each other accountable, yet when we hurt one another and when we do things wrong, but yet move on and move forward to make it a better place. And so we're excited about restorative justice.
We may need to have some restorative justice at budget hearings in the future. I don't know.
Absolutely, we can start this.
I'm not naming names, but I can think. I'm thinking out loud here. I care immensely about what y'all do down there in juvenile court or across the river, and I think it's a testament to how much the two of you care that you're sitting together instead of having your own separate hearings. I think y'all set an example for cooperation and integration that is should be followed by all our departments. And Mr. Smith, I know this will be your last budget hearing here, but you certainly have set a good example for whoever succeeds you. And I know your 8 years there was not your only years with Metro. I'm sure the majority of your adult life has been with Metro. So I just wanted to say thank you for your service. The city has benefited greatly from everything you've done. And so we wish you well in your future endeavors.
I appreciate it.
And do thank you.
All right, thank you.
Sure.
I appreciate it.
Mayor Briley, before we end, I forgot to introduce my team who always holds my arms up and supports me in everything I do. I have with me today Kathy Simbach, who is my court administrator, and then we have Deputy Court Administrator of Finance and Budget and Grants, Jim Swack, and then our Deputy Public Defender, Deputy sorry. Our deputy court, I got your new job. Our deputy court administrator over personnel is Tommy Bradley, and I could not have done any of this without their help.
And I think
I'd like to introduce my former staff member, Julia Sloss, who has been very helpful to me and over the years, and especially today, to help me prepare for this. And I'd also like to mention, while the TV's still rolling, that my wife came out here as memorial support, and I made her leave. So, so I owe her an apology, and I'm sorry. She wasn't happy when
she was not convinced that you were truly giving up until you said it on TV like this. All right. Well, thank you all very much.
Thank you,
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.